Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. And in today's video I'm going to be reading through the new patch notes for patch 5.2. And I think this is supposed to be that big patch with the Hex Drift Dragon and all of the new stuff that's coming. So this is probably going to be a pretty long video. I haven't seen any of these changes yet. I haven't read through the patch notes yet. It's the first time I'm reading through them together with you guys. But before getting into them, just a quick word from the video sponsor. This video is sponsored by Into the Am. This t-shirt is from Into the Am, and let me just show you why I love it. I often look quite skinny in my t-shirts, but this one is perfect. There's such a wide variety of clothing on this website, and as you can see a model for each one. This is what did it for me, honestly, because the model kinda looked like me, at least for the t-shirt that I just bought. So the t-shirt fits perfectly with me. But here you can see there's a model that has a different body than me, and then this t-shirt is also gonna be a bit different. So click on my link in the description to get 10% off as well. Funny thing, this t-shirt was $15. So with another 10% off, it's only gonna be like $13, $14. So get yours now. Click on my link in the description. Alright, so let's read through it. Patch notes 5.2. New Rift, new champion, new skins, new items, whatever you're looking for, we got it with patch 5.2. The fierce battle between Light and Rune has finally come to an end. Dispelling the dark miasma hanging over the Summoner's Rift, ingenious Hextech creations have taken over the battlefield. So this, I assume this means all of the items, the Rune and the Light items, I think they're gonna go back to normal because they say the battle ends, right? Bring new possibilities to the Summoner's Rift as they await discovery. Well, what is the most exciting part of this patch for you? The new champion, new rift, new skin line? Let us know. Welcome to patch 5.2. So a reminder that all of this content is going to be released throughout the patch. So some of the things I'm reading through right now, they may not come out immediately. New champion. Oh baby. We got a champion called Lysandra, the Ice Witch. I'm not going to read all of this. Let's just look at what she does. She's going to come July 18th. Oh god, that's tonight. So I have to... I have to make that video tonight. I'm going to make a guide for her tonight, then I have to do my homework on her too. Interesting. So she's coming out immediately pretty much. Ranked season 14. So the season is going to end very soon. And we're going to go into season 14. Okay, new wild pass. Honestly, all of this stuff is straightforward. We don't really care much about it. New item build recommendations. Recommend an item build to your teammates during a game to help them decide. Oh, that's actually interesting. So if you feel like your teammates need anti-heal, you can actually recommend them a build that includes anti-heal. Or if you think they need to go tank, you can recommend them a tank build. Wow. If you're uncertain about your item build, use quick chat to ask your teammates to recommend an item build. Nice. QR codes to team up. Scan the lobby QR code or enter the lobby access code to directly join the lobby. So if you want to... Oh, that's actually cool. Like for a content creator especially, you can just have a QR code and then whoever joins your lobby is going to just scan the QR code, right? Interesting. Look for party. We've added the I play option to Party Finder. You can now select the lanes you wish to play as a filter for a list of lobbies that match your preferences. When openly recruiting for specific lobbies, the party leader can set tier and lane requirements for a game. Experience that tailors to their needs better. Okay. Added a search party button in the lobby for quicker access to Party Finder. It's just, they just improved Party Finder and it's easier to access. Okay. New weekly mission. Look for party has been added. Alright. Interesting. Free to play. What does free to play mean? All previous champions will be free to play from July 19th to August 1st. Oh, okay. So for all the new players, that's going to be pretty cool. Events. Yeah, I really don't care about the events. I'm just going to skip through them. If you want to read about the events, you can. But like, I just want to look at the changes. There we go. Champion changes. There he is. So as always, I'm gonna guess what's gonna happen with the champions before actually reading what happens. I'm gonna guess that Darius gets a buff. He feels maybe a tad bit underwhelming. The most feared Noxious commander has not been able to cleave through his enemies as easily as he had hoped. Yeah, so he's getting buffed. These changes will sharpen his axe and ready him for battle. Decimate. This is his first ability. So in the inner circle, it just does more damage. And this is especially a buff early game, you know, 4 extra early game. And in the outer circle... Wait, what? In the outer circle, Blade of the Axe damage? In the outer circle... Oh, yeah, I get it, yeah. It does more flat damage as well. So essentially, this is mainly a buff at level 1. Like all the way in the beginning of the game, your first ability is going to be significantly stronger damage-wise. This is actually quite a hefty buff if you're able to land your first ability in the early stages of the game. His ultimate... Oh, this is a bit of a better buff. Look at that. His ult just does more true damage now. Oh, baby. 25 to 50 to 75 extra true damage. This is also a pretty... This is actually a pretty decent Darius buff. Like, it's not anything major, but it's like... It's a pretty good buff. Garen. I think Garen is gonna get buffed, even though I think he's already really strong. We're adjusting some numbers around Garen to make sure he's in line with his peers. Oh, he's getting nerfed. He has less health, so 20 health less at level 1. Less health regen. And at level 10, onwards to 15, he's gonna get more health regen. So early mid game he has less health regen, and then late game he has more. But the thing is, the health regen was more useful early game than it is in sort of the later stages of the game. So this is actually also a nerf. Decisive Strike, which is his first ability. Ah, now you should upgrade it to reduce the cooldown. Yeah, okay. So now it's actually worth to upgrade the first ability, because back then, upgrading the first ability would simply increase the damage. But now, you will, well, by upgrading it, you're reducing the cooldown and you're reducing the duration, or you're increasing the duration. But this is also a nerf to Garen, because now you're sort of forced to upgrade this when you go for a damaging Garen. And if you don't upgrade it, you're gonna end up with 9 and 2 instead of 8 and 3, which is both a nerf. So this is definitely overall a nerf as well. Damage reduction in the first round is also a nerf. So all in all, we got a pretty decent nerf on Garen as well. Like, damn, he's getting nerfed. Nice, I guess I was right. Kalista, I think Kalista is gonna get buffed. We hope she's even smoother to play now. Oh, she's just getting optimized. Optimize the mechanic where Rand goes into cooldown when Kalista takes down her target with it. That's her first ability. That's her third ability, I believe. Optimize the timer displayed at the indicator bar when Kalista is tethered with an ally to an ally. Okay. Optimize the display of the health threshold where Kalista executes enemy champions with Rand. Just optimizations. Maokai definitely getting nerfed. Definitely. Another Maokai nerf? Exactly. Exactly. So 30 health nerf. He gets less magic resist per level, 0.5 less, which is gonna ultimately mean he's gonna have 7.5 less magic resist at max level as well. So this is also a nerf. This one is pretty decent, like makes his level 1 weaker, and this one just makes his scaling magic resist a bit weaker. Bramble Smash, I believe that's his first ability. So it does damage plus ability power plus max health. Now it does the same damage. Oh wait, no, it skills a bit less to the late game. And 1% less maximum health damage. Again, this is a pretty decent nerf as well, and I think this should actually bring Maokai more in line with what he should be. I actually think he's just gonna be like a solid S to S plus tier champion because of these nerfs. Riven, I think Riven is getting buffed. No one is playing Riven. She feels very weak. Just because she has a broken blade doesn't mean she should be hitting like a wet paper towel. How she will be able to pop off against whoever stands against her? What the hell is that? So, okay, Broken Wings. That's her... What is that? Her passive? What is that? I think that's her passive. The cooldown gets reduced. Of her passive, I believe. And then Blade of Exile. Oh, that's her ultimate. It gives her 5% extra attack damage now. Oh, whoa. Okay. I think this will bring Riven more in line with what she should be. That 5% extra attack damage, because now you can reset the ultimate. That's actually pretty massive. Like, damn, dude. Okay. ARAM. Oh, what is this? Single player? Added a new single player mode where a player teams up with 4 AI allies to fight against 5 AI allies. Players do not need to log into the game to access the mode. Okay. After players log in, they can find this mode in the normal game modes. Single player mode can be played even when the player is not connected to the internet. Oh, nice. So in the airplane, you can just play Wild Rift now. Hextech Air. In the Howling Abyss, when players level up at level 3 to 15, they can choose an augment to empower themselves. Okay. Arena changes. New synergy system. Each augment now belongs to a specific synergy type. Players can gain synergy powers and become stronger by collecting augments of the same synergy type. Okay. I mean, whatever. New augments. New stuff, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's not really that important. Oh, these are actual gameplay changes. All right, guys. So now we're going to see all of the new stuff that's coming into the game. I'm so interested into this, actually. So battlefield changes. Hextech Innovations joined the fray in the Rift. We're bringing fresh challenges to the battlefield in the form of new Hextech Rift Heralds, Hexified Baron Nashor, and after slaying Baron Nashor, a T-Hex mecha will drop at your team's fountain, mount the T-Hex mecha, rally your teammates, and get ready to lead a concerted charge toward the enemy nexus. I want you guys to lead a concerted charge towards the like button as well, and make sure you click on it. Really supports the videos a lot. You know, I'm really thankful for all the sponsors that I've gotten on this channel. It's all thanks to you guys that I'm able to do this. And a reminder too, I'm uploading daily videos on HellsDevil Plus. In case you are not watching on my HellsDevil Plus channel, there is a link in the description. Everyday gameplay videos of Wild Rift on HellsDevil Plus. So make sure you subscribe to that channel. We're also at 10,000. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers on that channel as well. I know that there's still people that don't know about the HellsDevil Plus channel, so check it out. You'll know the videos by the yellow thumbnails. And yes, it's my channel. Some people didn't know it was actually me. It is my channel. So, Hexgate. Edit a Hexgate at each of the 4 jungle areas of the Summoner's Rift. After the 4-minute 30 mark, players can use the pair of hex gates in their team's half of the map to teleport from one gate to another. So you can teleport from your red buff to your blue buff, from your blue buff to the red buff. After you use the hex gate, will go under cooldown for 40 seconds. I think it goes on cooldown for everyone, so just allows you to traverse through the map a bit quicker. Hextech Toolkit. During the early game, from the 1-minute 10 mark to the 8-minute mark, while both teams' outer turrets have not been destroyed, a Hextech Toolkit will periodically spawn in each lane where the minion waves meet. If the minion waves do not meet, then it will spawn at another location that is relatively fair to both teams. Okay, so you can't cheese this by proxying the wave. Hextech Toolkit can be claimed by either team. It lasts for 50 seconds after it spawns and will disappear if it's not opened. Picking it up grants a random single-use active Hextech tool. If not used within 45 seconds, the tool will automatically expire. So, okay, these are the tools. There's a lot. You have either super reactive reagent. Consume the super reactive, in Dutch we call this reagent. I think in English it's reagent. I can explain what it means, but it's just the name, it's not important. You can now change to a random size and gain the corresponding buff. You can shrink, reduces your size by 30% and increases your movement speed by 30% for 7 seconds. Okay. Or increase your size. You're gonna increase the size by 35% and you're gonna increase your damage by 15%. But you're gonna, for 7 seconds. But you're gonna be able to get hit a little bit more easily now by like skill shot enemies. You have a minion disposal unit. Instantly kill minion targets, gaining bonus gold and experience. Okay, this one just gives you bonus gold and XP and allows you to push the wave quick. Hextech Tracker. It summons 2 Hextech Trackers to pursue nearby enemy champions. On contact, the champion is revealed and slowed by 30% for up to 5 seconds. Based on it, and it's based on a distance traveled during the pursuit. You also have a Hextech Mood module. Using the Hextech Mood module to motivate your teammates, all allied champions gain a small amount of gold and after 3 seconds they restore 15% of their missing health. Okay. Siege Cannon. Set up a Siege Cannon that can fire 3 cannonballs at a turret. Each cannonball deals true damage equal to 7% of a turret's max health. That means you're just gonna get 1 turret plate for free, because there's 6 turret plates. You can even get 2 turret plates with this one. Up until now, this one definitely looks to be the strongest by far. Exploding Puppets. Summon an exploding puppet that lasts up to 60 seconds. When the puppet is killed by enemies or it expires, it detonates in a small area, dealing magic damage to nearby enemies. I think this is pretty useless. Maybe this could be useful against like a melee matchup, because like the melee matchup cannot kill it, because then it's gonna detonate and explode, right? Deceleration Ray places a laser transmitter that shoots out a ray after a short delay. It does 80 magic damage and slows enemy champions hit by 30% for 2 seconds. I can tell you with pretty much 100% certainty that this one is the strongest by far. The Siege Cannon. I can pretty much assure you that the Siege Cannon is going to be the strongest out of all of them. Alright, Rift Creatures. Dude, we're only halfway through everything, by the way. How much stuff is there to talk about? A new random neutral epic monster. Either the Hextech Gorilla Turret or the Hextech Mimic will spawn at the original location of the Rift Herald 5 minutes into the game. Okay, so we have no more Herald. We have the Gorilla Turret and the Hextech Mimic. Sorry. Okay, so the Hextech Gorilla Turret has a single target range attacks that cannot be dodged. The Hextech Gorilla Turret condenses a beam and charges for a short period before firing a laser beam that deals physical damage to enemies in a line. Imprecise strike missiles. The Hextech Gorilla Turret locks onto an enemy and fires 6 cannonballs around their location. The bombardment deals physical damage. Oh my god, so it has 3 different attacks? Destroy the Hextech Gorilla Turret to be able to summon it anywhere on the map, okay? So you can put it wherever you want. Once summoned, the Hextech Gorilla Turret will move towards the nearest minion wave and attack on seeing enemy minions. The Hextech Guerrilla turret preferentially targets enemy turrets over enemy champions. The Hextech Guerrilla turret has a maximum of 100 energy, which begins to deplete the moment it's summoned. Engaging turrets costs 6 energy every second, while attacking other units or being outside of combat consumes 1 energy every second. The Hextech Guerrilla turret self-destructs once all energy is depleted or when its health falls to 0. So you can put this outside of a turret range and it's just gonna shoot at a turret. But it doesn't seem to do true damage with the shots, right? Because it says... it doesn't say anywhere that it does true damage to turrets, so it will only be useful if if one of your minion waves is under the turret. I don't know, this feels weaker than the Rift Herald, but we'll see. There's also where is it? Hextech Mimic. It has a single target attack that cannot be dodged. This one is ranged, this one is like melee. Mimic Leap. The Hextech Mimic leaps up and slams the ground, knocking back and dealing physical damage to enemies while becoming stunned itself. He also has a Mimic Charge. The Hextech Mimic dashes forwards, charging into enemies and dealing physical damage, repeating 3 times. Destroy the Hextech Mimic to gain 3 micro mimics that follow you around. The Hextech Mimic will spawn Hextech Mimic cores behind outer turrets. Cores despawn after 4 minutes. Standing near a Hextech Mimic core briefly will spawn... Dude, what is this, man? What kind of... Like, come on. What is all this micro mimics, mimic cores, blah, blah, blah. The next time you approach an enemy turret, the micro mimics will dash towards the turret and detonate themselves to deal damage to the turret. So, you get these mini mimics that will jump onto a turret and just explode themselves onto it, do damage to the turret. And you get that by killing the mimic. You will not be able to activate the Hextech Mimic cores if you already have micro mimics following you. Micro mimics follow you around for 4 minutes and will disappear if they fail to launch an attack before the time is up. Okay, whatever. I mean, this is... Alright, I guess. Instead of Rift Herald, we now have these 2 Hextech Mimics and Hextech Guerrilla turret things. Baron Nashor. Baron Nashor has undergone hexification and gains new abilities. Slaying it also grants new rewards. Baron Nashor spawns for the first time 12 minutes into the game and respawns 3.5 minutes after each time he's slain. Slaying Baron Nashor grants the Hand of Baron buff that boosts the attack damage and ability power of all allied champions and reduces recall time. Slaying Baron Nashor strengthens the cannon minions in your next minion wave. Only the cannon minions, it says. You see that? So only the cannon minions, not your normal minions. Slaying Baron Nashor drops a T-Hex mecha at your nexus. And this T-Hex mecha has different attacks too. He has an attack, he shoots laser beams, and from the back he impales enemies behind him with a spike. Basically the same as what the Baron does. He attacks the nearest units and reduces their movement speed and damage. Hextech Pulse emits a pulse that radiates outward, dealing damage and reducing armor and magic resist. Okay. Hextech Plasma spits out 3 balls of plasma, slowing and dealing damage to enemies in the area where they land. Hextech Ray charges briefly before shooting forth 3 rays, dealing considerable damage to enemies hit. Tentacle Spikes. Erect a spike behind him. That's what she's... No, that's not what she said. What am I even talking about? Dealing damage and slowing nearby enemies in a cone. T-Hex Mecha. Oh, these are the attacks from the Baron. Oh, it's not from the drag, from like the mecha, the T-Hex. This is just from the Baron. Okay. So the actual T-Hex. Players can stand on the T-Hex mecha to mount and pilot it. Champions cannot pilot the T-Hex mecha by standing on it for... They can pilot it by standing on it for 2 seconds. The T-Hex mecha has its own abilities and health stats. Once its health falls to 0 or when the Hand of Baron buff expires, the T-Hex mecha ejects you from the cockpit and disappears. Your perspective is elevated when piloting the T-Hex mecha, and your movement also becomes slower. While enemy debuffs and ally buffs do not affect the T-Hex mecha, the damage it takes as a percentage of its health is reduced. Okay, so you can't kill it with like percentage health damage as fast. The T-Hex mecha deals less damage to neutral monsters. Enemies have vision on you while you pilot the T-Hex mecha. T-Hex mecha can empower nearby minions, granting them damage reduction and increasing their attack damage. Okay, so like you can push really well with this T-Hex thing. These are his attacks. He has an attack, fires a barrage of Gatling shots. A Missile Blitz charges up and after a delay bombards in a circular area, dealing varying degrees of damage to champions, monsters, and structures. Amplifying Field grants movement speed, shield buffs to nearby teammates. Iron Tail Sweep sweeps it still forward in a cone, knocking back enemies. Okay. Laser Ray charges and fires a ray, can move slowly while casting this ability. Cooldown applies. Emergency Evacuation. When the T-Hex mecha health falls below a certain percentage, the pilot can choose to dismount. Barren Pit and terrain changes. Hexification reaches the Barren Pit and its surrounding terrain. The region also changes as random neutral epic monster spawn. Okay. Hexification of monsters and their camps. The Hex Textile has been applied to non-epic monsters and their camps for a brand new aesthetic. The Hex Textile has been applied to non-epic monsters just for a new aesthetic. This hexification of non-epic monsters does not affect their combat mechanics or stats. Okay, it just looks different. It looks cooler, I guess. Alright, turrets. Damage reduction of anti-backdoor protection mechanics goes up. So like backdooring is going to be more difficult now. When there's no minions under the turrets, there's going to be a bigger damage reduction. Okay. Damage amplification of turrets attacking champions. Ooh, now it's going to do more damage. Like, it used to just cap out at 4 stacks, but now after the 5th shot, it caps out. And it's so instead of it doing maximum of 260% bonus damage, it now does 300% bonus damage maximum. Okay. Inhibitor turret stats. Okay, their health gets increased and their armor and magic resist gets increased too. Nexus also gets increased health and obviously increased shield health too. So they're trying to make the game last perhaps a tad bit longer, or this is to counter out the new Hex Rift Dragon, whatever the hell it's called. Because it feels like with this new T-Hex, you can actually push really hard. So like they're countering it out by increasing the health of the Nexus and the inhibitor turrets too, so you can't enter with it as easily anymore. Ishtali Scorpion, what is that? Added a minimap countdown and icon for the Ishtali Scorpion. Oh, that's Henry! So they added a countdown for Henry. Added a VFX for when the champion cannot summon it after being attacked. Oh yeah, okay. Find the issue where the Ishtali, where Henry and the Hextech Gorilla turret disrupt the movement speed boost in the base for players. Okay. Oh, items! There's new items. Sunderer Key. 3,000 gold, kind of expensive. 40 attack damage, 15 ability has 300 health. Okay, this looks like a bruiser item. Light Shield Strike. This is what this item does. The first attack against an enemy champion critically strikes. 6-second cooldown per target. Dealing 160% damage and restoring health equal to 140% of base attack damage plus 6% missing health to you. Okay. So this gives you like a big engage, I guess. Okay. New item, Eclipse. 2,900 gold, 55 attack damage, 20 ability haste. Okay. The passive is Ever Rising Moon. Hitting an enemy champion with 2 separate attacks or abilities within 1.8 seconds deals bonus physical damage equal to 6% of the target's max health, 3% for ranged champions. And it grants you a shield that absorbs damage equal to 160 plus 40% bonus attack damage, and then this is for ranged for 2 seconds. Who would this be good for? I have no idea. Like, you do bonus damage to the enemy frontline especially, and then you get a shield from it. I have no idea who you want to build this on. But it's like another bruiser item. There's more. Psychic Projector. 3,100 gold. That's expensive. 300 max health, 60 ability power, 7% magic penetration, 15 abilities. These are pretty good stats. What does it do? So conversion. Gain ability power equal to 4% of bonus health. Oh my god. Oh, and you can gain maximum 60. Okay, I was just gonna say, like, this is so broken on Vladimir, right? Because like this scales together with each other. Like this looks to be like the perfect Vladimir item already, but there's more to this item. When taking champion damage, gain a non-stacking shield that absorbs damage equal to 30 plus 10% of ability power plus 5% of bonus health for 3 seconds. For ranged champions, the shield absorption is equal to 60% of this value. Triggers every 3 seconds. Yeah, this is definitely like the best Vladimir item ever. Even though Vladimir is a ranged champion, this item will be insane on Vladimir. Insane. Ravenous Hydra. What is that? It's a component, I think. Do adaptive damage, 100% of attack damage plus 30% of ability power to nearby enemies and restore health by 15% of the damage dealt. Wait, what? What? Is this a component or is this a full item that costs 500 gold? This looks to be a full item. Huh. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, there's removed items. Oh yeah, so light and rune items are all removed. And obviously these items are just coming back as the normal items. We knew about that. Unchanged items, Terminus, Horizon Focus. Yeah. Wait, Horizon Focus is also light Horizon Focus, right? Yeah, light Horizon Focus, and then... So they're keeping Horizon Focus? Ah, it stays consistent with light Horizon Focus. I see, okay. Plated steel caps. Reduces physical damage by 10%. Now it's 7 to 10% based on level. Okay, so this doesn't make plated steel caps as broken early game anymore. Mercury's threats. Same story, goes from 7 to 12%. So early game, they don't reduce as much damage already. This is really good. You know why? Let me tell you guys why. Early game, you won't have any armor penetration or magic penetration or whatnot. So like the enemies being able to reduce your damage immediately by 10% or 12% is kind of broken with these boots. So now early game, it's only going to be 7%. So like these boots in the early game are just going to be such, you know, a lot lower value than they used to be. So now you can either go for different boots or you can delay these boots until the later stages of the game. This is really, really cool. This really opens up more possibilities to snowball the game. I love this change actually. Rune changes. Hextech flash disruption. No, are they? They're nerfing it 100%. Channels for 2 seconds and blinks a certain distance, up to 400 units. Channel duration shorter than 1 second, still counts as 1 second. It now dashes you less. Not 200 units anymore, only 150. And the cooldown goes up. Yeah, I mean, this was necessary. This was pretty much the most broken rune in the game. I would play it almost every single game. It's still gonna be good though. Like, this is still good, but like, obviously it's not as good as before anymore. System optimization. Champion score changes. Lowered the cap on the champion score obtainable. So you can play champions in ranked more easily now. You don't have to practice them as much to play them. Added legendary, ranked factor, and master of versatility levels. Players with outstanding performance in games will earn a small number of bonus points in legendary ranked. This should actually work in normal ranked, Riot. If you play outstandingly well in a game, you should get bonus points as opposed to players that are trash. Rift Guide interface changes. Optimize the Rift Guide display. Just for new players, more easy to understand. Updated the Rift Guide with content about new battlefield mechanics, Baron Lane map changes. Just the guide is gonna be better now, I suppose. You know, better tutorial too, it looks like. Flash combo optimization. Prioritize flashing in the direction of movement for an enemy champion as the target. Okay. Pre-game communication optimization. Added an emote button to allow you and your teammates to easily showcase your personalities. If you like the skin that your teammate is using, tap on it and let them know. I mean, who cares about that? Here are the new skins. We got Garden... I'm not buying any skins anyways, because I don't buy Riot skins anymore. Garden Party Garen, Garden Party Lysandra, Garden Party Malphite, Garden Party Seraphine, Garden Party Tristana, Garden Party Malphite, Food Spirit Amumu, Debonair Jace, Glorious Crown Ziggs. Extra bits. Fixed issue where Vice damage with Relentless Force fails to generate the armor reduction. Passive. Callista's bonus damage. Fixed the issue where Lilia loses her health regen effect after marking an enemy. That's it. Alright guys. So thank you all so much for watching. You know, check out the shirt, link in the description. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.